Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes, facts,
boots,
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Weasel.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I am Zach, joined by the Martin Stein to my Ronald Roy Rockfeld at one point in time, also Ronald Raymond.
Man,
Mike.
I have no friggin' clue. I don't know what any
Firestorm.
of that is. Firestorm.
Do you remember Firestorm?
No.
Yeah.
Did we do Firestorm?
No, we haven't done Firestorm.
Okay. No, that dude is pitiful looking.
I mean,
His head's on fire.
well, yeah, that's part of it. Firestorm. So this will be better then. So it was Ronnie Raymond and Martin Stein, who's a professor.
Okay.
Basically, they are both Firestorm.
Uh-huh.
But what it is Ronnie's a young kid.
Like how I just accept that? Uh-huh.
Yeah, well,
Sure.
I mean, it's comics.
Gotcha.
You have to just,
Yeah.
So
Right.
Ronnie's like a younger kid. He's like a high school aged kid.
Yeah.
And Martin Stein is a professor.
Okay.
And when they combine together, they are both Firestorm in a way of where it's Ronnie's body and controlling it, but he can hear Professor Stein while he's doing it too.
Ooh.
It's,
That's weird, man.
yeah, it is.
Is that Marvel, DC? Who's that?
It's DC.
No kidding.
And there's a reason, though, why I brought up Firestorm as our intro today. And that is because the villain that we're doing is actually a Firestorm villain to begin with.
Ah.
We had talked on last week's show about how much Mike and I both love Suicide Squad, the
Yeah, it
movie.
was great. It was excellent. My wife hated it, but it was great.
Well, yeah. And my wife actually enjoyed it.
Did
so,
you?
Yeah.
Great.
So
It was the starfish that got her.
really?
Yeah.
That's,
she
you
didn't-
know what?
She didn't like Starro.
And we talked about it, and we'll just rip it. We're, spoiler alert now, but we're going to talk about it without saying it again the rest of the show if anything comes up about it. So you've been warned. But if you did watch it, obviously Starro is the main villain.
Big
And
baddie.
in the trailers, it's just shown, and I had an idea, but I wasn't going to,
Yeah.
And
Well,
when
you
they
never
actually,
know if
yeah,
it's going to be like a news clip or something like that.
exactly,
You know,
or
that they
if they're
use
just going to call it a monster or whatever.
Right.
But no, James Gunn went full on. He is Starro the Conqueror, which was fantastic.
Did you read that originally they were supposed to be fighting Superman?
Really?
Yeah.
The video game they're working on, that is the storyline. for
Really?
it. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
It's the Suicide Squad versus Superman.
Yeah.
And that would have worked in here, but I don't know how in the world they would have done. DC could have done that without.
That's my fault. Do that one more time.
I'm trying to think where it was. Oh, I don't. And if you can edit it, just do whatever. I don't know what DC would have done in using Superman though, because with the whole DCEU, it's kind of confusing. So maybe that's where it got. But that would have been good too.
I don't know. I would have loved to have seen him fight Superman. I think that'd be cool.
I thought that it paced it perfectly though, in a sense. Let's not say perfect because it takes a lot to be perfect, but I thought pacing was really well because every part of the movie you had somebody to root for and against.
Yeah, sure.
Like even though Starro was the big bad before then, obviously you're rooting against the military coup that's going on in what is it, Corto Maltese?
Wherever it is.
But so if you saw that Starro the Conqueror was the big baddie, you might remember that in a way he is responsible. Well, technically Superman's responsible, but he is a major villain of Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that it was a nice little rub to see one of the people, and granted, we didn't go super deep into Starro just because Starro's not as ridiculous. He is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Let's get that.
Sure.
But as much as the rest of the Zoo Crew were in that episode, we did. But we're staying with that movie, and I brought up Firestorm, and I'm tying it all together right now because our villain today is Weasel.
Okay. I loved Weasel. Thought it was great. I love the fact that all the people that you've heard about leading up to this movie all get killed in the first. That's fantastic.
Well, that's what I because my brother was like, there's no way you can do all that with all that. That's way too many characters.
Yeah.
And I said, James Gunn, just trust the process. James Gunn knows this.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that David Ayers realized for a little bit too when he did his, because they killed off the one guy right at the beginning.
Right.
Just to set the tone for, and we've actually seen it before in, I thought of it at first with, you saw the second Deadpool, right? remember in the trailer, there's like most of the trailer
yeah.
has Terry Crews
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know, you thought, and then that scene lasts what? Like a minute?
Yeah.
It's the same way.
Brad Pitt.
Oh, and I thought it was
Everybody,
great.
yeah.
I thought all of that was great. And so when I saw that happen and my brother was like, it's too many characters, and my wheels started to turn in my head, I was like, yeah, James Gunn's killing a lot of these off.
So just to get this out of the way, I'm going to give Suicide Squad a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'll agree with that. That's
There's
solid.
a mark missing, though. And would you like to know why?
Mm-hmm.
Snyder's an executive producer. So that's
a whole
the one
mark, though.
Yes, that's a 1 mark.
Wow,
Yeah.
Zack Snyder is an executive producer. We'll take your film down 1 whole mark.
Because here's the problem for me. I'm watching this thing come up. I've been so excited about this movie, right? And then I see executive producer Snyder, and I'm like, oh shit.
But he's been executive
I
producer
don't
for
care.
other stuff that's
I
good
just
too.
I'm done. I'm done.
I'm saying, as an executive producer of other stuff that I've been
That
so
dumbass
grateful to
zombie
work on
movie
it.
he's got on Netflix.
still haven't
I wasted
watched
my
it.
damn time on
After
that.
you
I'm
told me
not
about
wasting
it.
my time on his stuff anymore.
Is Batista at least good in it? Is Dave Batista okay in it?
No, he's Dave Batista. I mean, he's like rock good,
Yeah,
things like that.
that's
I
true.
mean, yeah, he's fine.
Is Tig Notaro okay?
Yeah, but she's an afterthought. She's a replacement for somebody who dropped out. So she does very few scenes with anybody else.
I haven't been able to
You
get
can
myself to
tell
watch
it was
yet.
like, let's put her in here now.
Okay.
That's what I've heard about the Jungle Cruise thing too.
I watched Jungle Cruise. though.
Okay, so tell me about the appearance of Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti? It's only in the first part of the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Does he interact with any other characters?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does, but it's like
'Cause
very short.
I was told that it's a very they just shoved it in.
Yeah, it kind of felt like it's star power to have
Yeah.
star power in a way,
Yeah.
but no, he
Star
has,
power. Paul Giamatti.
I'm saying, sorry,
Good director.
Paul Giamatti
Snyder.
is a good actor.
Yes.
I enjoy
excellent.
Paul
Yeah,
Giamatti.
absolutely.
Star power was probably a little,
Yeah.
but
He's
I mean,
a guy that you would assume would show up in Space Jam also. I
don't think he's there
but
yet.
I know he's not. Well, I don't know.
Jungle Cruise is different. It's a Disney movie.
Him and
Now Nicolas
War
Cage will-
Machine.
Don Cheadle?
Yeah, Don
Well, Don
Cheadle
Cheadle
shows
was
up in everything also.
Another good actor, though.
He's a good actor, but he shows up in some real crap.
That's true. I watched him in the new Steven Soderbergh movie that was really good.
Yeah, I watched that. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot where we were. We were talking comics at
Yeah.
one point in time.
Okay, let's
but
go Weasel.
Let's go Weasel. Let's pull it back in. We'll probably go off on
Hey,
another
Weasel.
So
Played by James Gunn's brother.
by
right?
Sean Gunn.
Yeah.
Had 2 roles in the
Two
movie.
roles, yeah,
Because he
I saw
also
that.
played, funny enough, Calendar Man,
Uh-huh. I saw that.
which was just. And I love that James Gunn never gives him like a normal role either.
No, it's always something that's going to get crushed
Just
or
or over the top,
or
one of the
stupid
two.
or whatever. Yeah.
Because he was the one of the
He's the goofball
sidekicks in
sidekick in
Guardians,
Guardians.
yeah. So yeah, it's Sean Gunn who plays him in the movie. And if you've seen him in the movie, we'll just recap him in the movie really quick because
There's
that's all
no
it'll
way
take.
of recognizing him as that character,
No.
though. None.
So basically, Weasel is added to the Suicide Squad, and he's dropped on the island that they go to invade. And while they're going there, the big joke is nobody knows what he is at first.
It's one of my favorite parts, though.
And then he's like, Rick Flag tries to explain, like, hey, he's killed like 27 kids. Like, you got to watch out for him. They jump. And of course, if you sneak up on an island, you jump out into the water so you can swim in and not draw as much attention.
Yeah.
Weasel hits and immediately drowns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody had checked to see if
The
Weasel
line
could
was,
swim.
the line was something like, nobody checked to see if this thing could swim.
Which, by the way, one of my favorite parts of the movie is that they're all taking bets before they go in there, too.
Yeah, sure.
Like, has so-and-so worked with so-and-so? The way he did Suicide Squad in general is great. But then cut to... So Michael Rooker's character goes over and, like, brings him up to the shore. And he's like, Weasel's dead.
Yeah.
That's all you see of Weasel until the after credit scenes. Where he finally coughs up water, just gets off and runs into the jungle.
Like 3 days later.
Yeah.
Or whatever, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Comic book Weasel, not near as exciting as
Really?
that. Or as fun.
Yeah, I never encountered Weasel in comic books when I was reading it.
And I can tell you that I had way more fun with Weasel in the movie than I did reading him in the comic books. And the reason I say that is because the amount of issues he is in, Mike, is so small.
Really?
He's in 3 total issues of Firestorm. He's in 1 issue of Suicide Squad slash Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Like they had a book together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he's in, and don't worry, I didn't read any of these. I just read the synopsis just because I know your feelings. He's in the Blackest Night storyline for Green Lantern.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
That
I'll
seems
explain
right.
why
That
when we
seems
get there.
right. Yeah.
So
Go Green Lantern.
basically, we are introduced to Weasel in the opening page of Firestorm number 36.
My head's so hot.
And that was set in 1985. I think the issue was basically it's released in March,
Okay.
but it's the June.
Yeah, sure.
You know how they do that a couple months out.
Yeah.
It's June of 1985 is when he goes ahead and makes his first appearance. And what it is the first page is like a prologue.
Mm-hmm.
And there's attack of a night watchman at Vandermeer University in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
The cops are like, we don't know what did this. You know, the dean of the school, she's asking them, I need leads.
Right.
They're woman. They didn't say, hey, woman.
Hey,
they
woman.
go, hey, lady, we think it's an animal. It looks like an animal did this. And she's like, don't play around with me. They're like, we're serious.
Mm-hmm.
Shot up to a roof of Weasel, just like
Being all weaselly.
Weasley on top of a roof.
Now,
One whole page, not mentioning again the rest of the issue.
Weasel in the comic book is a big weasel, correct? I mean, it's not
He's
like a
a
guy
human-sized Weasel.
Okay.
Wait.
Right.
Oh, wait. You said he's not like a what?
No. I mean, you know, a lot of the times take liberties in the movies.
Is Weasel a weasel?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right.
That's the first main difference.
But in the movie, he really is a weasel.
In the movie, he's really a weasel.
I love
in
that they call
this-
him a dog too. That's
Yes,
yeah.
Afghan hound.
Mm-hmm.
In this, the comics actually, though, he is a human being named John Monroe,
Okay.
who basically dresses up as a weasel.
Oh, really? He's got a weasel costume.
It's a weasel costume. Now,
It's always funny to me why people pick the things they do in comics.
well, and
Why a
I'll,
weasel?
I'll explain why he
Why a
picked a
bat?
weasel. So basically, what happens is we're gone. There's a whole other story going on with Firestorm.
Okay.
It's not pertinent to Weasel at all, so I'm not going to tell you about it. The only thing that I did love is there's a part where,
It's about his fire retardant clothing.
well,
that
no,
he
but
wears?
he's like, I don't know if it's Killer Frost or something. There's a love interest in there that he goes and he kisses, like he's kissing in the panel,
Burns
and at
her
the
up.
end, no, and at the bottom of the panel it says "fade away discreetly." So it's like they're classy enough to be like, something's happening here.
Oh, no.
But we're gonna fade away discreetly, let them
But-
have their time, which I found
But
funny.
he's on fire.
His head is not all of them.
But he's kissing this girl.
I don't. She had powers too. I think
Okay.
it wasn't interesting enough for me to pay attention to it. I just looked at the panel. I was here for Weasel. So
Flame retardant girl.
we skip issue 37. He's not
Okay.
in it at all.
All right.
He comes back in issue 38.
Okay.
So we get a 1-page intro to Weasel, and then he's gone for an issue, and then he's back. But basically, Professor Stein has taken a job at Vandermeer University in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
He was working at Stanford, went to Stanford before.
Mm-hmm.
He's left the West Coast because Pittsburgh's got everything he wants, man.
Sure.
He wants
Cold.
he wants cold,
Steel.
a lot of bridges,
Yeah.
a lot of gloom, and under 500 baseball all year long. That's what he wants. So that's why he goes to Pittsburgh. So while he's there, though, he's picked up by the dean,
Okay.
and she tells him, I didn't expect you to be here so early. And actually, I have to be honest with you, there's something I haven't told you about this job.
Uh-huh.
The night watchman that we had, pass away a couple days ago, he was number 4 of what we had in about a week.
Okay.
Three-
In a week.
Yeah. 3 other
Holy shite.
professors, and then this night watchman,
Yeah.
all killed.
Okay. Great.
So she basically lays it out for
Come on
Professor
in.
Stein.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've told you that. If you want to leave, I totally get it. You can.
But I'm gonna wait till you get here to
Yeah.
tell you. Sure.
He's like, no, I need
No,
to stay.
I bought a house.
Yeah. No, he's staying in a hotel.
Okay.
So he's like,
I bought a
no,
hotel.
I bought a whole hotel. I mean, there's like 300 other rooms. I got to find people to stay in.
4 of them were gonna be those guys.
Back to the drawing board.
Damn it.
Well, while he's in his hotel room, he is attacked by the Weasel.
Mm.
And I found, since they're both 2 people, this is kind of funny. He knew that he was getting attacked, so he can call on Firestorm,
Yeah.
like to become Firestorm. And like Ronnie can feel it, and like they come together as one, but it moves Ronnie from wherever he is to wherever the professor is.
Okay.
So they wind up in a hotel room, but the professor called for him without his glasses on.
Okay.
So Ronnie can't see, so it's blurry, so he can't make out what he's fighting.
All right.
So they don't know what it is exactly.
It's just
he
a
talks,
big dark shape.
Here's the thing, Mike. When I tell you the reason behind all of this, you're going to wonder how we got such a fun character out of something so just bad.
Sure.
So through the whole process of them fighting, something about tenure is said, and something about like
wait, while they're fighting.
Yeah, like while he's fighting,
the subject of tenure
thing
comes up.
Tenure comes up.
All right.
Right.
Your mother sucks. And you don't have tenure.
Yeah, long story short, so they split back. They're trying to dig into things. They're attacked by the Weasel again.
Yeah. You punch like a man with no tenure.
Yeah. Ronnie goes back and he's like, "What is tenure?" He's like, "I heard him say it." And so,
wait,
like,
who goes back?
Ronnie. Not the professor. Like Ronnie's the one who then goes to
Ronnie
investigate.
the body.
Yeah, Ronnie Body.
Ronnie the body.
Ronnie the Body.
Sure.
Does that not sound like
It sounds like a wrestler, yeah.
that? Or I was thinking a mafia hitman.
Oh yeah, it could be that too. Yeah.
And it was like,
Ronnie the Body.
They were late on their protection payment. I just have Ronnie the Body go give him a visit.
That's right. He loves to break knees.
So Ronnie the Body's out there looking for collections and trying to figure out if there's a connection between the other killed people. And this spans over 2 issues, issue 38 and 39.
Good God.
Yeah.
We need something to fill 60 pages.
Basically, though, he comes to find
tenure?
out. Yeah, he's like, "What is tenure, doctor?" Our professor, and so like Professor
Merriam-Webster defines it as.
He was like, "Well, professors like to say if they stay long enough, they get tenure, and then basically it makes it really hard for anybody to fire them."
Okay,
that's his short.
Ronnie goes, "Gee, thanks, Professor."
Exactly. You sure know what you're talking about there.
Oh shit, I'm still on fire.
He's looking at the victims and trying to find a connection between all of them.
Okay. Yeah.
And he finds out that they
were all in the same job, weren't they?
Well, they all worked at the same. Besides that, they work at the same university because it's 3 professors and then a night watchman.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha.
So he goes and he looks back through it all again, and he finds out that they all went to Stanford about the same time.
But this is the professor going back and looking at all this.
No, the professor's not. The professor's got class to teach. Ronnie the Body's
this is
going to
Ronnie
look at this.
doing the investigation, finding out why these people are dying.
He sent the high schooler to do this instead of doing it himself.
Sure.
An academic like he is.
Sure. Send Robin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he discovers that they were all at Stanford together, and they all 3 had tenure.
Oh, boy.
At Vandermeer.
Oh, no.
The night watchman, obviously, he didn't have tenure. He's not a teacher, but he also went to Stanford at the same time.
Right. He's been there 40 years.
The same time that
promised a gold watch.
Professor Stein went there as well.
Yeah.
So basically what we come to find out, and we find this out after they have another big fight with Weasel. This time they defeat Weasel.
And this time the subject is patches on sleeves.
No, I don't remember what I do remember one thing he talks about. Like he throws him off a train and he lands on a car. And Weasel yells at Firestorm. He's like, "Oh, you hurt my knee." And here's the thing.
Wait. When he landed on a car?
It's not, he, like the driver's out of the car looking at basically like Weasel's leg through the windshield.
Right, sure.
And he's trying to get out and he's like, you hurt my knee. And the first thing I read was, "Yeah, but you've killed 4 people."
That's exactly right.
That's the first thought that came to my mind. I was like, but he's sitting here, he's like, and he's like just blaming him of like, "You busted up my knee." Yeah. Sure. And that's when they pull the mask off and we realize it's not actual Weasel at all, which by the way, he looks like a weasel the entire time. They even have teeth.
Yeah.
And they have a tongue that's actually
really good mask.
It looks like he is a weasel just for him to be Scooby-Dooed at the end, to be John Monroe.
Yeah.
And it turns out that basically all it was is that those people back at Stanford made fun of him. That's why he killed them. They made fun of him. It's just thought of. He was like, "They called me Weasel." It's brought up once. And so that's what he became. Wow. The weakest, wafer thin, reasoning is just like, "Hey, I was bullied in college.
Origin story.
Somebody called me Weasel, so I dressed up like a weasel and I killed them." That is not a supervillain.
Yeah.
That is somebody who probably needs to go talk to a doctor.
Sure. At the very least.
And he's beaten up by a high schooler and an old professor and complains about them hurting his knee.
Sure.
But don't worry.
Well, that's excellent.
It's not all done for Weasel and for John Monroe.
Yeah.
He does go to Belle Reve, which was nice in the Suicide Squad movie that they brought up, obviously, Belle Reve there in Louisiana, because that is, I guess they brought it up in the first one too. That is where all the Suicide Squad
Oh, is that where they're at?
people, yeah.
Okay.
Amanda Waller, basically, she moves them all to Belle Reve.
My wife also brought up a couple of things about it. Like she said, like the main lady who runs the thing. Is
Amanda
that
Waller.
She wasn't as tough a character and things like that. And I thought she was worse in this one. Like she's really a turd in this thing.
I thought they made it show how just crazy and off the rails she could be. Because...
But see, my wife likes Aquaman also, so I gotta temper everything with a grain of salt.
Did she like all of Aquaman?
Yeah, she liked the movie.
That's okay. I can let that slide. There's other movies worse.
I'm having a hard time with it, Zach. I'm really struggling.
Have you all talked about it? Or?
No, we just avoid it.
That's probably a good thing. But
she was telling me last night, she goes, yeah, there's this movie on Netflix. You really need to watch it. I know it's got Aquaman in it and everything, and you probably wouldn't watch it because of him. And I'm like, well, that's not true. I just didn't like Aquaman.
Oh, there's a new movie with Jason Momoa in it?
Yeah.
Oh, with the little girl? I think I have seen the...
Yeah, it's called I'm Jason Momoa. Watch this.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. Jason Momoa seems like a good guy.
Is he?
He just couldn't do anything to save Aquaman. That wasn't his fault. It's just Aquaman's not a great character.
Well, those people underwater, that was just dumb. It just looks stupid. They're all sitting around talking underwater.
But
it's just like Baba Ganoush or whatever his name is in the Star Wars things. What's his name? But no, the underwater one. Misa go underwater.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. Baba Ganoush.
Baba Ganoush. That's okay. I said Boba Fett, so I wasn't even thinking. I don't know why you said that, but did you ever watch MXC on Spike, where they took like the old Japanese game shows and they would dub over it?
Oh yeah. I did watch those. Yeah.
I don't know why that always reminded me of that. When you, but so not all is done for Weasel though.
Okay.
Because he does become a member of the Suicide Squad.
Oh,
that is directly true.
He really
in
does.
the comics, because flash forward 3 years from 1985 to 1988. There is a book that they wrote.
What a weak-ass villain, though. Like, he's in this correctional thing with all these other guys that have done these horrific things. And you're like, what'd you do?
I killed 4 people.
Yeah, I killed 4 people, and 3 of them were old college professors.
Well, no, he's brought up. That's part's not brought up. The brought up the how bloodthirsty he is. They think he could be a tool. That's why he's in the Suicide Squad, because he's bloodthirsty.
Okay.
I mean, come on. He didn't really do much.
Yeah.
He killed college professors and a night watchman while wearing a weasel suit.
Sure.
That isn't somebody that I'm thinking to myself, man, I got this really important job coming up.
And he honestly opened up 3 jobs at the university of people that they couldn't get rid of to begin with.
Yeah.
Because of the big tenure fight.
Well, and here's the thing too, is I brought up tenure and I didn't explain. All the other 3 professors, including Professor Stein that he's killing, all have tenure in front of him. So that's what it is. He's just killing people for tenure.
Oh, okay. Well, that's stupid.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make it any better. Like I guess I did a poor job of explaining that first.
No. I did not realize that he was in line for tenure, and that's why he was killing.
No, he's killing people for tenure, which makes this even more stupid.
Bloodthirsty.
So yeah, they think he's bloodthirsty, so they put him in a team of where it's a Doom Patrol Suicide Squad like large issue comic. I'm trying to think of people in the Suicide Squad. There's nobody really big. Flag is still leading it.
Right.
The Thinker is a part of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I thought he was at one time.
And instead of it being like all those things jammed into his head like they did in this comic version, he has like a helmet that he wears that does the same thing.
I think I've seen it both ways. Yeah.
I've seen it both ways.
He was really good in that though.
Oh, he was.
He was excellent. Yeah.
He was. But so there's a helmet that the Thinker wears, and the Thinker is all for getting this whatever job done they can, to be pardoned for whatever they have. Like he's on board with Flag this whole time. There is somebody in the Suicide Squad who I didn't really know offhand. He was green. He wore a green suit and he looked super old, and his name was like IO4 or something like that. I don't know. He had beef with the Doom Patrol. And so he wanted to attack Brendan Fraser's character. I can't think of it right now. The robot man in Doom Patrol. He kept trying to...
The Rocketeer?
No, not the Rocketeer. There's
I do not. I don't know anything about Doom Patrol.
Okay,
I've heard about Doom Patrol several times, and I understand there's kind of a crossover there between the two. But I don't know.
Okay. And for the sake of this one, there's a robot guy. It's just a human brain in a robot body.
Sure.
There's a woman who's kind of elastic.
Okay. What is it with that character? The people always want to make these
and
stretchy
I don't
people.
remember about the other two that are in there right now. They weren't like, one of them was like Niles Coulter's daughter, I think. And so their whole mission is the superhero Hawk. Do you remember Hawk and Dove?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hawk,
I do remember that,
has been kidnapped.
Okay.
And so their mission is to go save Hawk. In the process of doing this all, though, Weasel is very much like King Shark was in the movie.
Okay.
You know how King Shark was always hungry?
Mm-hmm.
So Weasel,
always bloodthirsty.
In the 3 years since we've last seen him, apparently forgot how to speak English and can only speak in like, ooh, flesh. He grunts and he says, really? Flesh, stuff like that. Yeah. He just.
I love these leaps.
Here's the thing.
So great.
Also, there's nothing that has happened to where he is turned into a weasel.
Yeah.
So he's still a human. Well, I mean, he's never not in the suit in the series.
Yeah.
But like, there was nothing explained before of like, hey, something happened while I was in prison. We turned him into a real weasel. No.
We turned him into a real weasel.
But he never takes off any of the weasel outfits. So he's always looks like a weasel.
Oh, he's committed.
He just wants to kill everything because he's hungry and he kills the thinker.
But wait, he eats them?
Like he takes out their, he rips their throats out.
Okay.
And like,
so now he's
he
a cannibal.
eats them. He does eat them. Did you know, in preparation for this, Mike, I stumbled across a National Geographic video about weasels.
Okay.
I think it was called the Lest Weasel.
Uh-huh.
And it's like 5 inches long. It's a very tiny weasel.
Right.
And it lived in a hollowed out log.
Okay.
And it was the most ferocious predator thing that I watched. Like, it would go out and just kill mice, and it just stacks up dead bodies in its log.
Huh.
Like, this little 5-inch weasel is way more scary than the actual weasel we're talking about here in the comics.
Right.
Because they showed, it was like kids. That's the one thing I don't get. If I may just go off on a short little diatribe here.
No. We want to stay right in. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't understand how, obviously some people are like, oh, violence and gore. I don't like that. Oh, it's rated R. I don't want to. But you can watch Nat Geo or any of those shows and just watch animals just rip each other to shreds.
Sure.
And nobody cares.
Shark Week.
Yeah. And granted, I know it's different. It doesn't bother me either way. I'm not one of the ones, but my goodness, please quit feigning like it bothers you when you have no problem seeing animals do it.
Absolutely.
But you're like, oh no, humans, stop it. It's movies. It's fake.
Yeah. Yeah. At least this is fake. Right?
Yeah, it's fake.
Yeah.
Like, when they're done, when the director yelled cut, that guy who,
got his throat ripped.
Yeah.
out,
He just got up and he was like, hey, do we need to do it again?
Yeah.
If so, I got to go to makeup.
I got to get another throat.
You know that poor little mouse I watched? No, he's dead.
No, he's dead. Yeah.
So, sorry, that was just a random place to get off. But I thought about that.
That's great.
So,
your defense of mice is what keeps this show alive.
Think about the mice, people.
Think about the mice.
This episode dedicated to Gus Gus.
What's a Gus Gus?
Gus Gus is one of the mice in Cinderella.
Oh, okay.
You know the little chubby
Dude,
mouse?
I don't remember jack shit. I'm telling you. I just
About
don't
anything?
remember things.
No, he's one of the little...
If it's not happening tomorrow or last week, I'm pretty much checked out.
You remembered Baba Ganoush from Star Wars.
Well, Baba Ganoush is also a fine dessert.
Is it a dessert? I knew it was a meal, but I
I
didn't know
believe
exactly
it's a
what
dessert.
it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe.
That was Culinary Insight with Mike.
Yeah.
So, back to Weasel here. He kills Thinker.
Uh-huh.
Just in
really?
And yeah, just in like I need to attack, I need to kill something kind of fervor. He kills Thinker.
I'm sorry. Baba Ganoush is not a dessert. It is a Lebanese mashed cooked eggplant dish.
Yeah, I don't think I'd eat
so
eggplant
sorry.
for dessert.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, so Baba Ganoush is eggplant.
I didn't want to get all the cards and letters.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So if you're writing, go ahead and
Telegraphs.
stop. We figured it out what
Sure.
Baba Ganoush
Baba
was.
Ganoush, got it.
No need to tell us.
Uh-huh.
But so Thinker's dead, and
It
then
may
he
be
goes
served
off.
with onions, tomatoes, or other vegetables as well.
So it's a very
Just letting you
veggie.
know.
It's a very veggie heavy plate.
Yeah.
So hey, if you were vegan, maybe try some
Baba ganoush.
There we go. Maybe we could help somebody plan out their
Sure,
week.
that's right. Yeah.
Weasel though, killing everybody.
Just gonna have eggplant again.
I was gonna make eggplant parmesan, but not now.
No, Baba ganoush it is. Jeff, we're going to the store.
Not more eggplant. Damn it.
Nope.
So, all you do is eat eggplant. Well, I found a new dish.
You smell terrible.
So
I'm sorry. I keep
you're
derailing you
good.
here.
I don't care. So he kills Thinker and he kills other people. Flag tries desperately to save the mission because like any Suicide Squad mission, it's completely going off the rails.
Yeah.
So he puts on the Thinker's helmet thinking
Flag does,
thinking it'll be able to help me think of a way to save this mission.
Ooh, I bet that trips him out, huh?
We go on for a couple pages. Something happens.
Yeah.
And basically, Thinker, when being killed, imprinted into his helmet for Flag. I don't know. Basically, he loses control of the helmet and Flag kills Weasel.
Oh, wow.
And that's how it ends. I mean, I didn't finish.
It's not necessarily a bad ending, though.
No, I didn't like the whole comic didn't end.
Yeah.
I just stopped reading because Weasel was dead.
It was like,
I was here reading for Weasel. Weasel was dead.
Good enough.
So yeah, so basically he's in a total of, I guess, 4
Only good
comics.
Weasel's a dead weasel.
Yeah, like 4 comics.
Sure.
There was the 1-page prologue in 36, the 2-issue standoff, 38 and 39 of Firestorm, and then the 1 issue where he is killed by Rick Flag wearing Thinker's helmet.
Wow.
And that is it.
What a character.
That is Weasel, but Mike, I didn't read this because I know your hatred of Green Lantern, but he is also in Blackest Night, the storyline there that I'm pretty sure we talked about Jeff Johns a couple weeks ago. Jeff Johns was a part of. His body is brought back to life by the black, because there's like a, it's all color based.
Yeah, I got it. Sure.
There's like a black Green Lantern Corps who can raise the dead and stuff. So yeah, his body is brought back to life and used to like attack people, but that's it. But that's Weasel. So basically the Weasel.
Well, that honestly is more like the Weasel we got in the movie then. The one that's brought back to life just to kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically more like it. But either way.
That was no suit.
No.
That was a friggin' Weasel.
The real Weasel is way more entertaining.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't know why the backstory of killing 27 kids. That seems.
You know what? Credit to James Gunn, though, for taking that minuscule character.
Oh, I cared way more about him in the movie, even for that little bit, than I did reading the comics.
Yeah. Turning him into just a comic relief character.
Yeah. But still, again, more.
That killed 27 kids. That's a tough one to do.
It is. Well, that's why I wonder is like, were they sitting around? They're like, all right, we got to give him something. Well, what was it in the comics? He killed 3 professors and a night watchman. Nah, that's not going to work. We have to have people realize why he's here.
Sure.
Well, he's a weasel. He doesn't really look intimidating because he doesn't look intimidating.
Right.
The one picture from the comics makes him look more like a panther, really, than a weasel.
Yeah, the one you showed me is very pantheresque.
He looks like a panther. So they didn't even make him look like a real weasel necessarily doing it. They just gave him sharp teeth and claws and thought, hey, there's Weasel.
Don't weasels have long tails?
Yeah.
Do weasels have long tails?
I think so. Now we're looking up weasels.
Baba Ganoush. Do weasels like Baba Ganoush?
He doesn't really have much of a tail here, but yeah, he looks pantherous. I will say, here's a quote from this page I have of him kicking Professor Stein out of his hotel room. He says, all I want is to be safe. Is that so terrible? Is it? Is it? Oh, so do they have tails?
Weasels are cute.
Weasels are super cute.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got tails.
But no, they gave them like this little short bushy thing they call the tail.
Sure.
But no, weasels are cute. Way more than the actual
There's
weasel.
way more weasels than I thought there were.
Dude, I'm telling you though, apparently.
Look at this. Look at all the weasels.
Yeah, that's the less. That's what I said. The less weasel is apparently.
It's a buttload of weasels.
I hate that it's called the. I'm sorry, not the less. I guess the least weasel.
Least weasel.
Yeah, it's a little weasel.
He's my favorite of Frank Zappa's kids. Least weasel.
It says here the least weasel, or little weasel, or common weasel.
Little weasel
is the smallest member of them.
My favorite.
See, it's the one you showed me. That tiny little.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that had like 50 mice stacked up in his.
Sure.
So go to Wikipedia and look up a picture. Yeah, look up a picture of a real weasel and realize that he is more dangerous than the comic book version of Weasel. ever was. Because granted, I know that it was for imaginary human beings that our comic book Weasel killed, but real weasels are out there killing mice and just stacking them up like,
they're part of
serial killer style in their homes.
They're part of a group called mustelids. That includes weasels, badgers, ferrets, martens, minks, otters, and others.
The bird martins?
No, Martens. I don't know.
George Martin?
Yes, George Martin.
Okay.
You got it. Baseball managers and little rats. Wasn't he a baseball manager?
With the Beatles was George Martin.
Oh, George R.R. Martin.
George R.R. Martin.
He's no weasel.
No. Billy Martin was
Billy
the baseball
Martin.
manager
There we go.
for the Yankees.
Billy Martin. Yeah, it's a picture of him right here next to a weasel.
Oh, really? Huh,
and a badger and a ferret.
Okay. So basically, my one thing is worry more if you encounter a group of weasels or with their badger friends just going around.
Sure.
They mean business. They will cause trouble. They will stir shit up. The weasel from the comic books will do no such thing.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's great, man. I enjoyed that.
That is
that was
Weasel.
Good. Yeah.
So I thought we could
go Weasel.
tie it into a sewer. I was trying to think. I was like, Peacemaker could be a good one.
Peacemaker is exciting to me because of the series coming.
I am stoked about the series too.
Yeah.
I thought it overall was a good movie. I just figured it'd be more fun.
Beach full of dicks. That's my favorite quote.
There's so many great
Beach
quotes.
full of dicks.
Why would a madman put penises all over the or why would somebody put penises all over the beach? Who knows why madmen do what they do? There's so many great quotes in that movie.
Yeah, it's really good.
I
love the fact that they come through and they kill all the good soldiers.
Oh, and they're like, how come none of my men alerted me?
Oh.
Did you see any guys?
Just all dead.
It was a different kind of humor to it. It
was
was more
Guardians
Guardians of
humor.
the Galaxy.
Yeah,
and it was great.
Guardians.
Even like,
but it was weirder than Guardians.
Oh, it was. But I think, and my wife brought that up too, but I looked at it as like James Gunn had so much fun making this.
Oh yeah.
The fact that he could do like 3 days earlier in like, scrubbing bubble spray on a toilet seat.
Sure.
Or the fact that I loved it too. Like the bird got like the final word with Michael Rooker's character. Cause remember he kills that little yellow.
Oh yeah.
And then at the end, but then he has like his, just the chum that's out in the water spell out suicide. I love that too.
Yeah.
Like how he did title
great.
cards and all of that.
I have a feeling that somebody at DC said, good God, we're bad at this.
Oh, yes.
Go get James Gunn and tell him he can do whatever he wants and he has all the money.
Well, even after they saw that and got done with it, they had to think like, I don't know what they do next.
Yeah.
And I mean, now's the perfect time, I feel like, because I watched the trailers for the new Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And they look good, but they don't look great.
The Eternals does not excite me.
Not at all.
Shao Chen or whatever, what's his name? The guy with the rings?
Yes.
That one doesn't excite me.
Oh, see, that one does. I watched it, and that one gets me more than...
That one gives me Doctor Strange vibes, and I was not a big fan of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
But I've never been a big fan of Doctor Strange in the comics either.
I haven't either.
Yeah. Any guy that can make his cape do stuff, I
don't know, but he can do cool things with hands.
Yeah, he does a lot of that.
It's like, you remember...
Put your hands away, Doctor Strange.
You remember those little, like, rope that you had that you could do?
Cat's cradle.
Yeah, that's what I feel like he does with his hands, except with time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time string.
Yeah. He should do one of those time Chinese puzzle.
Finger traps?
Finger traps.
Where you can't,
Time finger trap.
That is one of my favorite. Oh, hi, I'm Dr. Strange. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were using our fake names. I'm so Spider-Man.
Now I am looking forward to the new Doctor Strange.
Yes.
But that's only because it sets up the multiverse.
I am too. I'm interested more in the new Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man's the one I'm on for.
Oh, Spider-Man's great. I love this version of Spider-Man.
This
is my favorite version of Spider-Man ever.
And I think Doctor Strange will lead into that because obviously they've talked about hiring Toby and
I am a huge Sam Raimi fan.
Mm-hmm.
Always have been. I mean, I got Bruce Campbell from Army of Darkness on my leg here, right?
Love that tattoo, by the way.
Love Sam Raimi.
Even Drag Me to Hell?
Spider-Man 3 sucks hard.
There's parts of it I liked.
Nope.
There's not a single part of it you like?
Nope. I can't get behind a movie that has so many villains. And I also can't get behind a movie that takes Venom and squashes it into a little tiny minuscule character.
They ruined Venom. I will be behind you.
And this new Venom can bite my butt. I don't like it at all.
Either?
No.
Have you
it's
seen
not
the first
part
one?
of the universe.
Well, okay. That's more.
It's gotta be. Suck it, Sony. Stop it.
See, I thought that they were going to try to squeeze like, because there was rumors at some point in time of them being able to put Tom Holland in there in some way.
Yeah.
And I thought, even if you had, I don't even care if it's you have Peter Parker pass Eddie Brock in the movie and they just like bump into each other and there's a little, oh, hey, the fact that they exist in the same universe is all that I get your point there.
I don't want a comic relief Venom either.
No.
And that's what we've got now. Because when he goes into the little corner store, the guy goes, hey, Venom. Hey, Mr. Whatever. Yeah, that's not, huh? What? What are we doing?
Yeah, that's not. Well, and the thing the first movie, I didn't think it was bad. I liked the way they made Venom look. I didn't necessarily enjoy, like the way. And I can't think of his name. The bad guy was good. Oh, he's in metal.
He's not even the same guy. I mean, it's just not even.
What do you mean?
Well, Venom started off with the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, he was a part of the suit, and then he leaves, and
that's never even part of it. He just came from space and dropped on this dude, and
yeah, I guess they didn't do that at all.
That's the one thing about the Marvel universe that really pisses me off is the fact that Sony is still allowed to do all those weird movies where, like Morpheus or Mobius or whatever his name is.
Granted, in Sony's defense, I know you don't watch cartoons because you get letters about it where they tell you to stop.
Sure.
But that Into the Spider-Verse movie they made was actually really good.
I did go see that.
That was really good.
Yeah. It is it's very good. Don't get me wrong. There was something wrong with the copy I watched at the theater.
Oh, okay.
It was like it was showing at the wrong frame rate.
Oh.
I felt like I was having a stroke the entire time I was watching it because it was just like flashing at me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
No. But we watched it again at home and it was very good.
I like that one. So Sony has made, like, obviously they can do it, but I'm with you. Well, the thing I'm wondering with this new Venom movie is obviously Woody Harrelson as Carnage is going to be weird to me. I love Woody Harrelson as an actor. Fine actor. I don't see him playing Cletus Cassidy.
No.
This was, I guess that they thought probably like, oh, Woody was a natural born killers. But
not the same thing at all.
Well, yeah. And the Woody we have now, like you have to, I believe in film that once you hit a point in your career, and you can do this because of how much work you've put in the past and how good you've been.
Sure.
But you can eventually just start acting like yourself.
Yes.
And get away with it.
Yes.
Denzel Washington has not acted as anything besides Denzel Washington for the past 20 years.
Samuel Jackson is Samuel Jackson.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson. You can just look. The guys who have, but you can go back earlier in their career. Well, I brought up Jack Nicholson.
Yes, absolutely.
Like Chinatown, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Chinatown's one of my all-time favorites. It's Chinatown, Jake.
See, I still have never seen Chinatown.
Really? You should
it's
watch
on my
it.
list.
You seriously should. Do not watch The Two Jakes. That's the sequel. It came out many years later. Do not watch that. Just
it's on my list.
Focus on Chinatown.
But The Shining, I have seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The Shining is good. He's great in that too.
Excellent.
But then once you hit a point, and so I think like Woody's at that point too.
I think Jack Nicholson hit that point whenever he started making the romantic comedies.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. I'm just saying though, like all big actors eventually hit that point.
Oh yeah, sure. I get it.
So Woody to me,
freaking not De Niro, but the other one,
Pacino.
Yeah, Pacino's that guy.
Well, De Niro kind of does too.
De Niro is too though. Yeah.
So you can look at just everybody, and once they hit a point, I'm saying that is because
damn this Hollywood system.
Yeah, but like Woody's good, but Woody doesn't need to go out of what he's like. No. Woody has work.
Woody is not that character.
No, I think that you needed somebody a little more unhinged.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And while Natural Killers Woody is good, it's not the Cletus Cassidy that
you're getting him many, many years later, and that's not the same.
And that's that's the point I was making is if it's Woody, then you get a different role than if you get, again, no disrespect to Woody Harrelson.
Even Woody then is not really Carnage though.
No, but I don't know who he would play in that role.
You need somebody crazy. You need old Crispin Glover is what you need.
Oh, like Wilford Crispin Glover or older?
No, Back to the Future even. Crispin Glover.
You know what I heard?
Because he's really crazy. I mean, he's actually insane.
You know,
he's great in American Gods.
Oh, he is really good in American Gods.
Mr. World.
Yeah, no. A lot of that cast is actually better than I thought they would be.
That's a good show.
It is. The guy who plays the Leprechaun is really good.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
And all I knew him from at first was he played Pornstache in Orange is the New Black.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just a shitty character the whole way through. And you hated him, but it was because he was doing a good job. And then you go back and he was in The Wire for a season and was really good at it. Yeah, and he's really good as the leopard. Well, I'm going to say really good, but he's good as the Leprechaun.
The Wire is one I have a tough time with. Everybody talks about how great it is.
It's so good.
I've watched it all, and it's okay. I just can't go. It's so good.
Did you like Breaking Bad though?
Oh yeah, that's my all-time favorite.
See, because to me, The Wire and Breaking Bad are both up there.
Oh God, no.
What?
Oh no! I can't go there with you.
No, come on.
I can't go there with you.
Come on. Omar is one of the greatest characters.
Omar's a great character. Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, there's
I'm
the
getting
whole
this look of shame.
There's the whole scene, and it's hilarious throughout too. That scene where they make the guy think that he's taking a lie detector test on a printer.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just agree to disagree. I'm gonna go close up the show though, because I don't feel like looking at you anymore. This has been Bros, Foes, and Heroes.
Comic books.
I love how I also went out like I was singing our song like, this has been Bros. So this has been Bros, Foes, and Heroes. We had
I am watching
Weasel today.
Startup now.
Oh,
Netflix.
okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
It's pretty good.
How far are you into that?
First season, probably about 8 episodes.
Okay. I made it through the second season.
Really?
Yeah. It changes up in the second season.
Does it really?
So just get back to me.
Jim is great in it.
Jim.
The original Jim from The Office, whatever his name is. The guy from The
Oh,
Hobbit.
Martin Freeman, right? Martin Freeman? Yeah, I think that's his name. It's funny because I'm reading The Hobbit, actually.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, we're just Martin Freeman everywhere.
All right, let's close this thing.
No, that's fine. I think people want to hear us ramble for another 15 minutes.
Sure.
This has been Bros, Foes, and Heroes. Don't forget you can catch us. Don't forget you can find us. I don't know why catch us. Like, it makes no sense.
You gotta catch us all.
Yeah, we're Pokemon. Now you can catch us on Instagram at Bros, Foes, Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Also email us at brosfoesandheroes@gmail.com. Also,
there is a YouTube page now.
There is a YouTube page that you can check out under.
It's Bros, Foes, and Heroes.
There you go. Yeah. Also,
with the little and sign.
Ampersand.
Ampersand. Yes.
There you go. Bros, Foes.
I was gonna say ampersand, and
Heroes.
then I caught myself.
Do we need to change the name of the show now to Bros, Foes, Ampersand, Heroes?
No.
Okay.
No, we're good.
So you can find us there. Also, Rogue Media Network.
Yeah.
Insta. So that does it for this week. I like doing villains more than heroes.
I agree.
But
you got to do heroes.
I got to do heroes. I've had I don't know, we've had a good mix here lately. I'll go ahead and tell you what I'm doing next. It is a group of heroes, Mike. They're not good.
Oh yeah?
And their name tells you they're not good. They're the inferior 5.
Oh. Nice.
So
you've referenced them.
I've referenced them. So next week we will go ahead and cover the inferior 5 here on Bros, Foes, and Heroes. So until next time. Oh, before we go, Mike, I think you have.
We are, as always, brought to you by Testacuzzi for the nuts.
Testacuzzi for the nuts. Make sure
All you need to
to
know.
get yours before they run out.
It's
a fine Labor Day present.
Yes. Arbor Day.
Arbor Day.
Nuts fall off trees.
Yeah, there you go.
So
See,
there you go.
Make sure to go ahead and buy one for your loved one for Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Testacuzzi.
Yeah.
I think we did a good job there.
We did a great job. I don't know why they won't hit us up.
As always, thanks for listening. We appreciate you taking out the time to listen to us, and I just have a blast doing this show every week. Mike, thanks for being here for the ride as well. So until next week, everybody stay safe, and we'll catch you then.
The Wire's just okay.
Got it, son of a bitch.
Bros and Heroes. Gonna tell you about Bros and Heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.